Acceptance of both ourselves and of others is one of the most important attitudes that we can adopt. Accepting ourselves makes us happier, more content, and far more mindful. And accepting other people allows us to connect with them because it makes them feel content and comfortable with us. One of the biggest impediments to acceptance, both of ourselves and of others, is conceit. Now, the way I want to talk about conceit today is a little bit different than maybe you've heard it in the past, and this comes from a long Buddhist tradition where there are three types of conceit. Now, the first type of conceit is the conceit that we would think of here in America, which is thinking that you are better than someone else. And thinking that you're better than someone else makes it really hard to accept yourself. It makes it really hard to be mindful, and it makes it really hard for you to accept them. It's hard to accept yourself because you're constantly trying to prove yourself. You're constantly trying to say, I'm better, here's how I'm better. You always have to prove that. It makes it hard for you to accept them because you're looking at them as worse than you. How can you accept something that is worse than you? That's difficult to do as well. And it makes it incredibly difficult to be mindful, I would argue almost impossible, because you're going to have to, I'm going to accept my cold today, you're going to have to shut down your mindfulness when you see things that make them better than you, when they're better at something than you. You have to be mindless to those scenarios. Now, the second type of conceit is probably the most pervasive type of conceit. This is what way more of us have than any of the other types of conceit, and that is thinking that you are worse than someone else. And again, this crushes our acceptance of ourselves because we can't accept that we're worse than somebody in every way. That's so difficult to do. Even if we do accept it, we're going to accept it in a very negative way, and we're going to have an unrealistic negative view of ourselves in that we aren't worthy. And of course, self-acceptance is all about saying you are good enough. So even if we accepted that fact, which it's not a true fact, we would not be accepting ourselves because we would inherently be saying we are inadequate. And again, this crushes our mindfulness because we can't be mindful of the times when we do perform well, things we are better than other people at, things that we do have more success at than other people. So these conceitful attitudes stifle our mindfulness, they stifle our acceptance, and they don't serve us. Now, the third type of conceit is actually a bit more surprising. And the third type of conceit is not that you're better than other people, and it's not that you're worse than other people. The third type of conceit is thinking that you are the same as other people. Thinking that you're the same as other people totally destroys our mindfulness, because mindfulness is all about noticing new things, noticing new distinctions, noticing new categories. If we're the same as everyone else, how could we possibly notice anything new? Everything is the same. But of course, we know that we're not the same as other people. We're all different. So I hope that you can adopt an attitude that you're not better than other people, you're not worse than other people, you're not the same as other people, you are different. And if you have the attitude that you're different from other people, that will make you much more mindful. You can draw mindful distinctions of how you would approach something versus how someone else approaches something, how you're good at one thing and they're good at another, how you value one thing and they value another thing, and that can make you question so much. It can make you grow, and it will make you much happier. So this mindfulness of realizing this obvious truth that you are different from everybody else. Everybody has unique strengths, unique talents, and even if they didn't, sometimes not having strengths can be useful in certain contexts. It can allow us to connect with different people, and we are far too complicated as human beings to think that we're better, worse, or the same as other people. It is all ultra context dependent. We all have unique qualities that are sometimes good, sometimes bad, depending on context, and realizing this and understanding this really enhances our mindfulness. So I hope that you will be accepting. I hope you will realize that you are different from everybody else, and that will allow you to accept them as well. So having this attitude that you're just different from everybody, you're not better, worse, or the same, and they're not better, worse, or the same as you. They are different too. Having that attitude allows you to be mindful and allows you to see things that they do well, things that you do well, things that they do poorly, things that you do poorly, and that mindfulness will help you grow. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time.